Coming up next, the family of a disabled footy player buoyed by a visit from the Premier. New hope for people living with substance abuse. And Kalgoorlie's desert racers back to stir up some goldfields dust. Details are next.
This is GWN7 Local News with Noel Brunning and Shauna Willis.
The Premier steps in to help an Albany man left with a catastrophic brain injury. Speaking out, a woman shares her experience of rehab as another treatment centre opens up. Final preparations for GWN7's Weekend of Stars, with only one more sleep until Telethon.
And the weather is looking perfect for the weekend. I'll have the latest forecast for your place.
It's now 5:30 and we're live across Western Australia.
Good evening. The Premier has stepped in to help an Albany family left devastated after their son was left with a catastrophic brain injury. It happened over 8 years ago, and at the time, then Opposition Leader Mark McGowan promised to bring in compensation for no-fault crashes such as the one suffered by Warwick Proudlove. But his family has received nothing.
It's a heartbreaking story. Promising young Albany footballer Warwick Proudlove was just 19 years old when he was a passenger in a car which hit a runaway horse as he travelled from Perth to Albany back in 2011. Natasha Tunney, GWN7 News.
A woman has been charged with murder and attempted unlawful killing following a car crash in South Hedland on Wednesday. A woman passenger in a Holden Berliner was killed and the driver seriously injured when their car was hit by a Toyota Land Cruiser on Warwalk Road. The 37-year-old driver of the Land Cruiser appeared in South Hedland court today and was remanded in custody. A Southwest woman spoke out today, sharing her story of surviving meth addiction. The drug scourge has hit the region hard, but there was some good news today with the opening of a new drug and alcohol treatment centre in Nannup, allowing local people battling addiction to find help close to home.
Ricky Lee Orr knows exactly how addiction can destroy a family. She battled against meth, but it took over her life. From Marlow, GWN7 News.
It's been a tough season for farmers in the wheat belt with crop forecast down because of poor weather. However, a strong finish to the growing season has improved the outlook. Although the Grain Industry Association says WA's yield could still be down more than 6 million tonnes compared to last year.
After weighing in at almost 18 million tonnes last year, WA farmers have been reeling from earlier estimations of a sub-10 million tonne yield this season. But the newest crop report from the Grain Industry Association is showing positive signs.
Grain yields that are coming off are better than expected. They're not hugely better, in some cases only maybe 10% better or whatever, but if that plays out across the whole state, as it looks like it probably will, the drop in tonnage that we were thinking that could have easily gone down to 10 million tonnes, we think it'll be closer to just under 12 at the moment.
The Water Corporation was below the streets of Brunswick today looking for pipe monsters and fatbergs. And it's a high-tech hunt using a mobile camera and a van full of electronics.
On the way to see what's lurking below Brunswick's streets. This robotic camera inspects wastewater pipes right across the southwest. Stephen Thomas, GWN7 News.
It's that time of the year again. Telethon is on this weekend with events right across the state, and all the money raised goes towards helping sick kids.
It's the most successful fundraising telethon in the world, helping sick kids like Geraldton's Talia Dalgetty.
It's just endless, the possibilities that she can do now. She's able to stand up with support, and we wouldn't have had that if it wasn't for Telethon.
With just over 24 hours to go, the excitement is building and final preparations are underway for this weekend's Telethon. After last year's event raised just over $38 million, the big question is, will that total be beaten this year? GWN7's Noel Brunning and Tom Marlowe will be at Bunbury Centre Point with Duper Dog from around 11 a.m. on Sunday. Natasha Tunney, GWN7 News.
The weather is also looking good for Telethon, by the way. But first, with a look at today's weather, here's Shauna.
Yeah, thanks, Noel. It's been a warm end to the working week. Just a couple of rain traces to the southern coastline today. Otherwise, clear skies as high developed further over the south. A broad trough continues to bring some heat to our north as well, where it reached 41 in Wyndham, a top of 36 for Derby, 33 in Broome. WA's highest maximum was 42 degrees right here at Marble Bar. We had 39 at Port Hedland, Karratha and Exmouth both at 37. Plenty of sunny skies down the west coast, 31 for Carnarvon, reaching 27 in Geraldton by midday. Meekatharra and Laverton will both 29 and 26 the top there for Kalgoorlie Boulder. That was at 2:30 p.m. Busselton reached its maximum of 23 at 2 p.m, also 23 for Coley, a top of 20 for Albany today. Now, one of our coldest places overnight was Northam with 3 degrees, and for Esperance today, that top there of 21. Rainfall south until 9 this morning was confined well to the coast. Our heaviest report was a good local drop out of the Kimberley. We had 20 millimetres at Kachana. South, our highest fall was just 6 millimetres recorded here at Denmark. On our weather wall tonight, a big thank you to Tiffany, Bo and Harmony from Yearling Primary School. And hello to Ayla, Jessica and Elisio from the Year 7 and 8 class checking the gauge at Carnarvon Community College. And I'll be back with all the latest on your weekend weather forecast right after sport.
Thanks, Shauna. And after the break, the Shire of Calabarin paints the town pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and a convoy making its way through the southwest as part of the battle against motor neurone disease.
Stay in touch 24/7 at GWN7.com.au.
The Shire of Calabarin has been pretty in pink this week, raising money for McGrath Foundation nurses. And along with the residents dressing in pink and local businesses decorating their windows, Calabarin's replica of the Sydney Harbour Bridge has been painted pink by the members of the Wheatbelt Women's Shed. Organisers have smashed their original fundraising goal of $1,000, raising more than $5,000 so far. This year's drive for motor neurone disease is making its way through the southwest. The 3-day event is based around a convoy of brightly coloured vehicles which visits towns across the region, raising money and awareness about the disease.
A small army of vehicles in the battle against MND. Today, 23 cars set off on the annual 3-day journey across the southwest.
A fundraiser offering support to young people affected by cancer is celebrating a milestone birthday. Canteen's National Bandana Day is 25 today. The organisation is using this year's event to reach out to those in need in our regional communities.
Chantel was only 11 years old when her and her family's lives were turned upside down. Her father was diagnosed with a brain tumour in 2012, a fight that would eventually take his life. Kirsty Fitzpatrick, GWN7 News. Now with Commodities, here's Hayley Hobbs from Plumgrove.
Recent weather conditions have been ideal for the final stages of crop ripening, and it won't be long before harvest is in full swing across the country. Farmers will be hoping for warm, sunny days, as any rain will now have a detrimental effect on the final quality of their grain. It is not unusual for crop prices to initially fall as harvest gets underway, as we will gradually move away from production concerns into analysing the crop profile. When delivered volumes increase, we will start to see a divergence in premiums paid for different grain qualities. Particularly if the crop lacks protein, we will see the spread between low protein and high protein grades widen. Feed barley was the only commodity which did not lose any value this week, but it also didn't gain any either. Price movements will likely be subdued until harvest has progressed further.
Thanks, Hayley. Coming up next in sport, the surf's up for day 2 of the Cape Naturalist Pro. And will dropped docker Harley Bennell revive his career with the Cats?
Tonight's Sport, brought to you by Chicken Treat's new Tempter Sriracha Burger range. Chili, but not silly.
Pinjarra's Harley Bennell is attracting attention from a couple of AFL clubs, even though he's been battling injury for the last few years. Bennell parted ways with the Dockers this year after managing only 2 AFL games in 4 years at the club. First, the Sydney Swans showed some interest in him, and now Geelong have said they too are considering bringing him on board, confirming today that they have spoken with him. Clubs will have the option to pick Bennell up in the rookie draft or pre-season supplementary period. The Cape Naturalist Pro continued today with the women's competition. It was an easing swell, but organisers say Yelling Up is still providing some impressive conditions, which allowed new surfers and veterans to put on a great display. Felicity Parmentier was judged the best surfer of the day. The competition wraps up on Sunday. Organisers of the Kalgoorlie Desert Races are expecting their biggest event ever this year, and it starts this weekend. 44 trucks and over 100 motorbikes have been signed up for the event. That's almost double the number of entrants they had when it started 3 years ago. It's estimated the Desert Races have brought over $1.2 million into the Kalgoorlie economy. Organisers are urging people to get down to the event at King of the West, north of town, where the races will be broadcast live and there'll be food, drinks and music. Shauna Willis is back next with a look at your weekend weather. And then ahead in 7 News, chaos at Uluru as climbing tourists are banned forever.
Tonight's weather brought to you by your local Origin LPG team.
Welcome back everyone, and it's a warm and sunny weekend ahead for most of the state. A high developing over southern parts. There is the chance of some morning showers just along the western south coast between Augusta and Albany. Just light falls in that though. While north, a broad trough sitting over the Kimberley through here to the Pilbara. You can see some late thunderstorms are forecast in that. Sunday, the high moves further into the Bight while a surface trough develops near that west coast. Plenty of sunshine still south. Late showers and thunderstorms over the Kimberley, the eastern Pilbara into the northeast Gascoyne. Monday, we have possible early showers near the south coast. They'll be west of Bremer Bay. Otherwise, expect, yes, more sunshine. Late thunderstorms should also continue for areas of the Kimberley, the Pilbara and for the Gascoyne. And then through to Tuesday, we see the high developing further east. That'll be moving into the Bight. Again, clear skies for much of WA, but the chance of thunderstorms again for the Kimberley, the Pilbara, Gascoyne and reaching down into parts of the goldfields as well. And late thundery showers are forecast for Wyndham tomorrow, 39 degrees, 37 there in Kununurra. There is a severe fire danger for the West Pilbara. Sunshine, 39 in Port Hedland, 41 for Marble Bar and 35 the top there for Exmouth. Plenty of sunshine and 33 for Carnarvon. It's a windy 31 in Denham and clear skies right through the central west. Geraldton 29 and 34 in Morawa. It's warming up south, a mostly sunny 24 for Bunbury and Busselton. Cloudy for Albany, a top there of 20, reaching 27 for Wagen and a little warmer right through the wheat belt, 31 for Merredin and for Southern Cross. To the southeast, 28 is the forecast top there for Lake Grace. Esperance should see 21. Skies should be mostly clear right across the goldfields. Kalgoorlie Boulder 29 and warming up 31 for Leonora and for Laverton. Here's our northern waters for you tomorrow, and a strong wind warning has been issued for waters through here off that Gascoyne coast. We're looking at strengths through here to about 20 knots off that Kimberley coast, a swell to 3 metres off the west coast, and there is a strong wind warning has been issued as well for waters off that Geraldton coastline. And light to moderate strengths for southern waters. We have a swell reaching 5 metres off Esperance. Let's take a look at the capitals. We have a possible shower. 19 is the top for Canberra and also for Adelaide, but all sunshine, and 29 for Perth. Have a great weekend and remember to please dig deep for Telethon. Good night.
Indeed. Thank you, Shauna. That is GWN7 News for another week. Have a wonderful Telethon weekend. 7 News from Perth is next. From our team across the state, good night, Western Australia.